All right, I think we should go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone. This is the 2021 Waccamaw Conference Kick Off webinar. And we're really excited to have you here today. I'm going to turn it over to Kara Schildneck to do some introductions.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kara Schildneck. I'm your Waccamaw River Keeper. You'll get to see our lovely faces here in a little bit. But welcome. It is World Water Day, and it is our kickoff for the 2021 Waccamaw Conference. We want to start recording if we're not already, but we just want to give a quick intro to the Zoom platform. You're probably familiar with it by now. We've all been doing this for a little over a year. But just in case, some tips. Y'all are muted and your webcam and microphone will be off. If you're having trouble with your connection, close your other programs and only run this. If you are experiencing any technical issues, you might want to try leaving and coming back in. And you can always ask for help in the Q&A on your control panel. And we're going to show you where that is. So if you see your control panel at the bottom of your screen, if you have questions, feel free to type your questions in at any time. They can be questions about what in the world is going on with my computer right now, or if you have questions about the Waccamaw Conference. And we will be sure to either answer them in the Q&A or we'll get to them at the end. Excuse me. We won't be using the raise hand feature this time. We're just going to do Q&A. Your audio settings are on the lower left, and you can leave and come back through the link that we've sent you if you're having technical issues. All right. Well, with that, let's get started. We want to introduce our lovely host. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now so you can see all of us. Hopefully we'll have our video on so you can see your hosts. There we are. As I said, I'm Kara. I'm your Waccamaw River Keeper with Winyah Rivers Alliance. And we are one of the hosts of the Waccamaw Conference this year. Maeve, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Maeve Snyder. I'm with the North Inlet Winyah Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve, which is down in Georgetown at Winyah Bay. And we're another one of the Waccamaw Conference hosts. Janae?
Great. Thank you, Maeve and Kara. My name is Janae Davis. I am an Associate Director of Conservation at American Rivers. I'm located in Myrtle Beach, and I am one of the co-organizers of this conference. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Maeve and Janae. We're all really happy to be here. We're super excited about this year's Waccamaw Conference. It's completely different from anything we've ever done, and we have a great team working on this conference. To get started, go back to sharing my screen with everybody. Okay, so you may remember previous years from the Waccamaw Conference. You know, we normally gathered all together. We would typically be at the Horry County Museum, and we would pack everybody into the museum and have a blast. We'd have panelists and speakers and exhibitors and our poster contest. And now we can't really do that. If you were at the last one, the Fecal Matters Conference, it was right before all of this craziness started. So can't exactly do our traditional Waccamaw Conference, but we were bound and determined to have a 2021 conference. So this year, we're doing things a little bit different. We're gonna go virtual for part of it, like y'all are right now. You're with us during our first virtual seminar of the Source series. We're gonna do some in-person events. We're gonna be outside in nature together, hopefully. And we're also gonna do some really cool interactive stuff. And we're doing all of this over an entire month of events. From today, World Water Day, until Earth Day next month. We're going to have seminars. We're going to have cleanups. We're going to have a bio blitz. We're doing so many different things this year, and we're really, really excited to share it with you all. But before we really get into it, we wanted to talk a little bit about the Waccamaw River watershed. You know, the Waccamaw Conference is all about the Waccamaw River and its watershed. And the Waccamaw River watershed is home to the Waccamaw River Blue Trail, which travels over 140 miles from Lake Waccamaw to Winyah Bay. And my cat really wants to be a part of this today, so my apologies. But the Waccamaw River Blue Trail is a nationally recognized blue trail, which brings together all these different parts of our watershed and gives people access to recreation. But the really important thing about the Blue Trail is that it connects us. It connects us to other people in our watershed, and it connects us to our waterways. So that's our big focus this year, is really connecting. And that's why we've called this conference Confluence, the Blue Trail Connection. And the watershed spans 1,640 square miles. It's in 2 states and 5 counties. And if you've ever been to the Waccamaw, you know it's this beautiful Blackwater River system. And because it's fed by swamps rather than springs, like some of our other rivers in the state, it's this beautiful, dark, tea-colored water, and we call that Blackwater. And that's a little bit of the science. We'll get to that probably in other seminars. So you'll have to make sure that you come back and come to our other seminars during the next 5 weeks. So we're really asking y'all to travel the Blue Trail with us during this Waccamaw Conference. And we're going to be traveling all the way from Lake Waccamaw, all the way down to Winyah Bay. And each week we will focus on a different part of the watershed. This week, week 1, we'll be looking at Lake Waccamaw. And Lake Waccamaw is a really special place in the Blue Trail. It's a Carolina Bay. It's this beautiful lake. If you've never been there, then you're definitely going to want to join us on Wednesday when we go there live with our volunteer monitors. Week 2, we're going to be focusing on the area we've called the state line. This is where the river comes from North Carolina and enters South Carolina. It's a different area. It's not as populated, but it's still a really cool area on the Blue Trail. Week 3, we'll be focusing on the Conway area. This is above and below Conway, but really kind of that river town area. Week 3, we will be focusing on the Waccamaw National Wildlife Refuge and the Waccamaw Neck, a really cool part of the river where it really opens up and gets wide, and you've got these beautiful salt marshes and swamps and the old rice fields along the river. And then finally, for week 5, we'll be focusing on Winyah Bay down at Georgetown. And Winyah Bay is just a really cool system. You know, you have all the rivers of the greater Winyah Bay watershed coming together there and meeting. So we're going to be traveling together down the river. But right now, we would like you to take a poll and let us know where you are on the river. I think Maeve's going to cue that up for us. Okay, so we would love to know where you are in the Waccamaw River watershed. So go ahead and answer that question for us. All right, we are getting some answers.
And Kara, it actually is showing both questions at once. So we want to know where you are, and we also want to know, what's your Blue Trail passion? We want to know what connects you to the river. What are your favorite activities? Tell us, you know, what you're passionate about on the Waccamaw River.
Thank you, Maeve. All right, got a little bit more time. See if we can get everybody to vote. Looks like we've got 10 out of 11. Somebody might be on their phone. Okay. All right. So we can see the poll results, which is really cool. Looks like a lot of people tuning in from Conway. That makes sense. It's one of the most populated areas on the Waccamaw. Got a couple of people up around NC-SC state line. That's where I am. I'm in Longs today. Janae, are you in the Conway, Horry County area today?
Sorry, I have to unmute. Yes, I am in beautiful Myrtle Beach today.
All right. How about you, Maeve? Where do you fit in this little map?
So normally I'd be down in Georgetown at Winyah Bay, where all of the rivers of the Winyah Bay watershed come together. Today I am coming to you from my home in Socastee.
Awesome. So we're a little bit spread out today too. That's really cool. Our other question was, what's your Blue Trail passion? Everybody loves recreation. Very cool. We wanted to tell you a little bit about our Blue Trail passion. Mine as well is recreation. If I can be out kayaking, or I'm a big bird nerd. I love bird watching. But I also really like the history. I want to learn a lot more about the history. As the riverkeeper, I should know, but there is always more to learn about the Blue Trail and the Waccamaw. Maeve, what is your Blue Trail passion?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a flavor of recreation as well, but I love going out and exploring nature and learning about the different, ecosystems within the Waccamaw watershed. I love the diversity of habitats and the diversity of life. I really enjoy learning about the endemic species that live in Lake Waccamaw and nowhere else in the world, and then all the way down to the Estuarine Research Reserve, where we have salt marshes and more marine species. So, Janae, how about you?
Unmute.
You're on mute.
You would think that by now that I would be used to unmuting myself. Sorry, y'all. Can you hear me now? I know that I was a little bit patchy earlier. We good? All right, great. So I have a diverse flavor of passions for the Waccamaw. I do enjoy hiking at the Waccamaw National Wildlife Refuge. I love paddling the Waccamaw, so I do share a lot of the recreational passions that you all are sharing. I also want to highlight there are many, many, many values that the Waccamaw brings to the region. One of those is clean drinking water. I know that Georgetown County Water and Sewer District and also Grand Strand Water and Sewer Authority have intakes on the Waccamaw. And so we get our drinking water from a lot of us get our drinking water from the Waccamaw. Recreation, there's also a historical cultural connection that Kara was talking about. And you'll see later in our seminar series that we have a few folks who can talk about those connections. We have Cheryl Sievers-Kale from the Waccamaw Indian people, who share a deep and spiritual and beautiful cultural connection to the Waccamaw River. We also have Marilyn Hemingway, who is the CEO and president of the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce. And she's going to talk about that historical connection to the Waccamaw River that the Gullah Geechee people have as well. We also have a number of businesses on the Waccamaw. We have recreationists. The Waccamaw, as a lot of you know, is also a site of flooding. And so there's another connection that a lot of people are connecting with the Waccamaw on. And so there's so many ways that we can connect to the Waccamaw. We can address issues on the Waccamaw to promote the health of nature, the health of our communities. And we hope to show that to you and demonstrate to you the many, many values that the Waccamaw River has to our communities going forward in this conference. And so we look forward to seeing you all down the road.
Thank you, Janae. That was such a great summary of all the different ways we can connect to the Blue Trail. I might have even learned something in there too, but we're really excited to bring the Waccamaw to you through these virtual tours, through our events, and through education. A lot of the time, our Waccamaw Conference features science really heavily, and we all love science. We are all about science, but we need to stop and think about the cultural connections and the historical connections that we have to the river. So I think this is a really exciting opportunity for us all to take this cool trip down the river and really enjoy it. So what we want to do now is talk a little bit more about the features that we have during the Waccamaw Conference. Since this is so different, we want to make sure that people know what's going on. So we're going to jump back into the PowerPoint, hopefully. Let's see here. All right, are we back in the PowerPoint? Thumbs up. You can see it? All right, cool. So your main hub for the Waccamaw Conference is going to be our webpage. And I actually want to take you there. Let me mess with my screen sharing a little bit. All right. Can everybody see, hopefully, the webpage?
Yep, we see it.
All right. So this is our 2021 Waccamaw Conference webpage. You'll see a little bit of background information, which we've been talking about now, and then you can explore all of our great events. So we have our full calendar of events. I encourage you to check that out. And you can also check our events calendar up on the website as well. But this is our conference calendar for now. We will be adding some more conferences. We're trying to do, or some more seminars rather. We're going to try and do one each week. And Maeve has some really great seminars planned that she's going to talk about a little bit later. They are all listed on the webpage. And like you did today, you can click on the link to register. So y'all must have done this already, but you can see that there are 3 more up here that you can now register for. So we hope that you will join us on those other seminars. If you can't, you can always go to our YouTube page. We're going to have a playlist there where you can view all of our Waccamaw Conference videos. We are also still having our student poster contest. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but you can submit from this page. We will be having a contest gallery on our Facebook, and we are going to do a People's Choice Award this year. So whoever gets the most likes on Facebook will be our People's Choice winner. And we love getting poster and art contest submissions. We have seen some really cool ones, especially last year during our Fecal Matters conference. Another really cool thing that we're doing is our Blue Trail Bio Blitz, and you can read more about this on our page, and there are links there where you can visit the project page for the Blue Trail Bio Blitz and also view videos on YouTube. We also have a how to use the iNaturalist guide. It's really easy, y'all. If I can do it, you can do it. We're also going to host some conference cleanups. You can come to the webpage and click on the map so that you can see when and where these cleanups are going to be, and you can even get directions here. So everything is housed on this page. We'll be featuring exhibitors here, so make sure that you bookmark the 2021 Waccamaw Conference page and come back and join us. All right, we're going to switch back over. My apologies. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Okay, we're gonna switch back to our, okay, we're back. Make sure you check out our Facebook page as well. If you go to Winyah Rivers Facebook and events, you'll find the Waccamaw Conference. You'll find more information there. That's gonna be where we're posting lots of stuff to tell you about what's coming up and what to check out on the website. So those are gonna be your 2 go-to locations. So now I get to tell you a little bit more about our awesome Blue Trail Bio Blitz. You can see that the event is already in progress. We are doing the Bio Blitz now, and I actually want to take you to their website. Okay, can y'all see the website, Maeve?
Not yet.
Not yet? All right, hold up. How about now?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get all these kinks worked out by the next couple seminars so they aren't this clunky. But what I wanted to show everybody was that we have this project up here. You can go check it out, register or create an account on iNaturalist. It's really, really easy. And then you can go out in nature, just go out in your backyard and take pictures of what you see in nature. It can be plants, it can be animals, and that includes insects and all these different things. But you can look at the pictures that people are posting and you can identify them, and then other people can identify them with you. You can go in and look at other people's observations. So you can see here, we already have a green anole that has been documented and observed. So that's really cool. So on our project, we've already got 7 observations of 5 species, and we have 6 observers. So they're already competing for the most observed species, the most observations, and the most species. We will also be featuring our spotlight species. And if you want to learn more about that, you can click on the project journal. And it gives you a little bit of information about the Blue Trail BioBlitz. We will be giving 3 awards, and one of them is for the Spotlight Species Spotter. And each week we'll be featuring 2 different species from that area of the river that we're exploring. And if you can find all 10 of our Spotlight species, you will be entered to win our Spotlight Species Spotter Award. Try saying that 5 times fast. I know I can't. But you can see that somebody has already spotted a Carolina anole, and they are going to be in the running to find all 10 spotlight species. It's not difficult. We didn't pick real hard ones. We picked ones that we thought everybody could find. So yeah, it's going to be great. So let's go back to our, our PowerPoint. Okay, so make sure that you sign up on iNaturalist and get out there and start making observations. Any observations that are in that area can be included in the project. We've got from today through April 22nd to make those observations, and we are really excited to give awards for your observations. Also, not only is it awesome and fun, but it helps people who are actually doing research on this area to find out more about biodiversity and what kind of species we have in the Waccamaw River watersheds. We're really excited to participate in that this year. We're hosting our student science poster and art contest again. If you know a student who wants to submit a science poster or an artwork, we would love to have their submissions. They can enter online. The form can be filled out through our webpage. And the question this year, or the theme this year for the Student Science Poster Contest is, how do you connect to the Waccamaw River Blue Trail? So if your connection is, how cypress trees work, or what even is a cypress knee, you could do a really cool science poster on something like that. Or if you like just kayaking, paint us a picture, do something cool. We want to see what people can come up with this year. We have a lot of creativity out there. We definitely saw that last year with our Fecal Matters competition. And we will be giving awards like we always do for this poster contest. So if you know a student anywhere from kindergarten all the way up to post-secondary, meaning college students, let them know we've got this going on. Awards are on the line. We want to give out some awards this year. So let's get people entered and doing this. And the cool thing about it being online is that anyone can submit. So if your grandkids live in, I don't know, Ohio, they can submit. We would love to have them participate. Another popular event for Waccamaw Riverkeeper is our cleanups. We haven't been able to hold cleanups because of COVID. We canceled our cleanups last spring, and we've been doing kind of solo cleanups or small group cleanups, but we're going to host some cleanups. We're asking people to mask up and socially distance, but come out and join us. There should be a cleanup near you. We've got them going on every weekend from now until after Earth Day. Find one near you. We will bring all the supplies you need except for a kayak or a boat. We will only have those available at a couple of the cleanups, specifically the Conway River Walk and Cox Ferry Lake recreation area, courtesy of Gator Bait Adventure Tours. They're going to be doing kayaks. If you want a kayak for Cox Ferry, make sure to visit their webpage and reserve a kayak. And those links are in our event page and also on our calendar. But come join us. All of our cleanups will be Saturday mornings from 9 to noon. While we can't have our exhibitors doing their amazing tabling events that they normally do, we are going to be featuring our exhibitors. And so far, we have a bunch of exhibitors who have submitted videos and pictures and all this great stuff that we're going to be sharing with you. So we wanted to recognize that we are still working with our partners, whether they are other organizations that support us and we support them, or local businesses. You know, this whole conference is about connection, and we are definitely connecting to our exhibitors as well. And then finally, we mentioned before our source seminars, and we're going to be hosting weekly seminars. This week you get 2, which is really cool. And we're going to be doing those throughout the entire conference. And I want to turn it over to Maeve, who can talk about some of the source seminars we have coming up. And Maeve, I'll stop sharing my screen.
Sure. Thanks, Sarah. So the Source Seminar Series is a weekly Zoom webinar, and it's going to cover a variety of topics each different week. Like Kara mentioned, in the past, the Wakama Conference has featured, keynote presentations, usually featuring local scientists. And I think this year, what's really neat about the conference is we have this opportunity to expand access to these presentations with the virtual platform. Since not everyone was always able to make it in person to Conway, now we can reach people throughout the entire watershed. And we want to give an option for people, just depending on their level of safety with COVID, to be able to interact virtually as well as like the in-person cleanups. We also recognize this opportunity to expand the topics that we cover with the Waccamaw Conference. And so we're going to include presentations that highlight the cultural and historical elements of the river, not just the scientific side of things. So like Kara said, every week has a different geographic focus as we move from Lake Waccamaw down to Winyah Bay, and our seminars are going to follow that same pattern. This week, we're focused on Lake Waccamaw, and so on Wednesday of this week, we'll have a focus on the unique biodiversity and geology of Lake Waccamaw, and kind of a live scientific expedition with the volunteer water quality monitors. And I just put the link to that webinar registration in the chat, and you can find that on the conference website as well. So apart from our webinar this week, we'll have seminars featuring the Waccamaw Indian people talking about cultural and spiritual connections to the river, a historical overview of Conway and the Horry County area and how the river has shaped history in the area. We'll have a panel discussion on conserved lands throughout the Waccamaw watershed. And finally, a panel discussion focused on connections to Winyah Bay, and that will include local museums, small business organizations, really focusing on how the community can connect to Winyah Bay. All the webinars will be recorded and posted on YouTube, so you can go back and watch them later. And they'll be at a variety of different times and days throughout the week, again, trying to make them accessible for a number of different people. So I think that's it, unless there's any questions in the chat, but I'll turn it back over to you, Kara.
All right, thank you, Maeve. That is a great synopsis of our seminars. And like you said, we're really excited that we get to focus on a lot of different topics this time, and we're going to have all kinds of options for people depending on how comfortable you are with taking a risk with COVID. We expected this would be a little bit quicker of a seminar than some of our other ones, but we wanted to make sure that people had the opportunity to find out what was going on in our watershed with the Waccamaw Conference. So if you have any other questions, please go ahead and pop them into the Q&A. It doesn't look like we have any that haven't been answered yet. Right, Maeve? Maeve is the Zoom guru, so we all rely on her. She's pretty awesome. But we would love to take any questions you have. Maeve, Janae, was there anything we missed that we wanted to talk about?
How can people contact us if they want to know more about the conference?
That's a great question. They can reach out to any of us, but you'll probably want to reach out to me. You can email me at riverkeeper@winyarrivers.org. I will put that in the chat. Or you can give me a call and I will put my phone number in there as well. If I can type. 843. I should have had this prepared. But y'all can reach out to me. It's simple, easy. It might take me a minute to get back to you. We're a little bit busy right now, but I will get back to you. And yeah, any questions you may have, we are welcome for them.
Kara, we had a question in the chat. Can someone conduct their own cleanup along the Waccamaw?
They certainly can, and we encourage it. Even if you do your own cleanup, we can still give you cleanup supplies. We can give you pickers, gloves, trash bags, whatever you need. And we really encourage you to do cleanups anywhere in the watershed. It doesn't matter if you can get out on the water or if you can just do it in your backyard or the ditches near your house. You know, there's this land-water connection where anything that happens on land will eventually go into our waterways potentially. So we want to remove it before it gets there. And if you do your own cleanup, please make sure to go to the webpage and log your cleanup results. If you go to the Confluence cleanup section, there's a reporting form there where you can record when you did your cleanup, how many people, how long it took, how many bags of trash, any extra stuff. If you make any cool observations or find anything really cool while you're out there, please send me a picture. I love to see cool stuff from cleanups. So let us know if you do your own cleanup.
We had another question. How can I get involved in protecting water quality in the Waccamaw? Are there any volunteer opportunities?
Oh, yes, please. We always have volunteer opportunities with Winyar Rivers. Cleanups obviously are a great way to help out, but we also have our volunteer water quality monitoring program, where teams go out 2 Wednesdays a month. And if you want to learn more about that, you should probably join us on Wednesday morning. We will be live with the volunteers at Lake Waccamaw doing their normal volunteer water quality monitoring program. And it's a lot of fun. We've got volunteers who've been doing it for more than 10 years, so they must like it a little bit. I think we have a couple of them on this seminar today. And if you're interested in volunteering, you've got my email and my phone number. I'm the one you want to contact for that.
Great. And I think that's good for Noah, who says that he's a bit more inland in North Carolina. And, you know, he's from Charlotte and he's laying the groundwork for establishing a youth and community organization. And he would love to organize a river cleanup. And so, Kara, that would definitely be something he would want to contact you about.
Yes, please, Noah. Reach out to me, shoot me an email or give me a call and we can talk about it. We might have some contacts in that area for you, but it's easy to organize your own cleanups, and we've got great organizing help for that. We've been doing it for a while, so we can help.
All right, well, we can stick around for a little longer in case people have other questions, but I think we should go ahead and wrap up and just say thank you to everyone who attended today. We really look forward to having you join us for other Waccamaw Conference events over the next month. And I think we'll wrap up now and have a great day.
Yeah, sure. I did want to mention to if our listeners or attendees will be tied up on Wednesday morning and they'll be missing that seminar Wednesday morning, we will have them posted up on YouTube and we'll be linking them on Facebook, so you can always watch it later. It won't be as fun because you won't be live with us, but it'll still be pretty cool.
All right.
All right.
Great.
Well, yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Happy World Water Day.